It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert. And now introducing the master circle strategist himself, we have K Fern in the house. Let's go.
What's happening? Thank you, guys.
The wild card is in the house.
Here we go. Kevin, we have the most important question to ask you right now.
Off rip. Okay.
Where is K? How did you get the name K Fern? And
is it Kevin Federline related?
Do you know who Kevin Federline is?
Dude, I literally have heard Kevin Federline's name more in the past 2 weeks than in my entire life. The only thing I know about, he was mentioned in an Eminem song one time. He's an actor or something, right? Yes, no. No, okay, never mind. I don't know squat about.
I mean, I think he did a little bit, but yeah.
What was his main muse?
His main thing that he was famous for was for being with Britney Spears.
He was Britney Spears' backup dancer, and they got married.
No kidding. What an origin story.
So we have Deb in the chat. Already popping off saying Kevin is not a lifeguard. Okay.
Yeah,
we've known this. This is not news to all of us.
I like that she's still trolling you in chats for not being a lifeguard. That's great.
Oh, and I guarantee you she's gonna do it until the day that I die, and I love her for it.
You're a dirty dog.
Damn it. Deb, you already got a soundbite. You're official. You've already made it. No, it's so funny. Everybody on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, they're like, this kid thinks that he's Kevin Federline. And the first time I saw that, with the name, I was like, who the heck is, no offense to Kevin Federline. I'm sure he's very well known, but I was like, who the heck is that?
We figured you didn't know who Kevin Federline.
Okay. Thank you for figuring.
I think it's a generational thing. It's the same thing how everybody didn't know who George Clooney was.
Okay, I knew that much.
You did know George Clooney.
I work in the spirits industry. I have to know a little bit.
Oh, that's Casamigos. That makes sense.
Right. That's
right.
Yeah. Randy Gerber, George Clooney. Yes. There we go.
Yes.
The name K Fern, I freaking hated that name so much when I got it. So I went into high school, and I'm a year younger than my brother. And when he was a freshman in high school, he was a stud athlete, one of the top high school freshmen in San Diego and California. And my first teacher, my first period teacher, was the track coach. And so we're going over roll, who's in the class. And then he said my name. He's like, oh, are you related to, Greg Fernandez? I'm like, oh yeah, that's my brother. And this guy took it upon himself. And he was like, well, I sometimes call him G Fern. So I'm just going to call you K Fern. No asking or nothing. He's like, I think I'm just going to call you K Fern. And I'm like, nobody has called me that. And that is the dumbest nickname of all time. Out of any nickname, everyone just called me Kev growing up. We're Fern. And once he said that, I was like, ooh, I hope that's one of those ones that doesn't stick. But he made sure every attendance, all right, K Fern here. Oh, K Fern's in the house. And I'm not sure if you guys have had it where if you're the one person that the teacher knows in class, he calls you for everything. So every time he would ask a question and no one raised their hands, he'd be like, well, it looks like it's up to K Fern. And then I was like, okay, as long as no one else starts calling me this, we're good. Everyone and their mama started calling me that in high school. So at a certain point, I was like, if I'm going to get called it, I'm just going to embrace it and roll with it.
It rolls off the tongue.
Burn.
I guess I'm stuck with it now.
After it's on your gravestone one day, you just have to accept that.
Yeah. Just not even first and last, just K Fern. I love this one already. Okay. 4 hours. Here we go.
All right. So how did you end up on the circle?
Great.
Did that teacher sign you up for the circle?
Honestly, knowing him, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's a great question. Because I was not in like the entertainment industry or anything like that before this. I would say this all started like the whole TV stuff started my junior year of college when I got DM'd for a show. Thought it was a scam, and then I searched up the casting director, and he had like one of those IMDb things. I'm like, oh wait, this is kind of legit. And then I was still in college running track, and this was for I'll go ahead and say I don't care. This was for that show 20 Somethings Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that show.
So I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and I had hashtag 24 in my Instagram bio.
That's about right. You said you were born and raised in State Carolina, right?
Yeah. I'm a Clippers fan now. So there we go.
We'll give it up for the Clippers. I'm sorry, but Lakers, they have no place here on this podcast.
Yeah,
okay.
I live in LA, so
I'm literally looking at my Lou Williams jersey right here on the wall. So but it didn't work out because I was still in school and stuff, and I was never convinced until it came out, and I'm like, dang, that show was legit. So then they kept me in mind with other shows, and then nothing just really ever panned out. And then when I started working, I like always thought back to those auditions with other shows that I applied for or like had gotten asked for, and I was like, I screwed up. I was like, I should have. When you wake up every day to go to a Safeway to put wine bottles on a shelf at 4 a.m., you really think about all your life choices that led you there. Now it's like, dude, I screwed up, bro. I should have done one of those. So then I was on TikTok, and I saw this person who was like, hey, guys, look at all the shows that Netflix is casting for right now. You can even apply for The Circle. And I remember how my brother and I had watched season 1 together when we were like locked up during COVID.
Sure.
So I saved it, never applied. And then like 6 months later, I saw the video in my camera roll, and I was like super sleep deprived. And I was like, you know what? I got to change something up, man. I'm just going to submit a video and figure it out. So I submitted a video. One day got a text, didn't hear back from them for like a year. One day got a text like a year later saying, hey, Kev, this is Meg with Netflix. I saw your video for The Circle. I want to like pursue this. And I thought it was one of my college teammates or my roommate messing with me. So I was about to call the number and say, okay, who got this fake ass number? Who is this? You, Nick?
It was your teacher, right?
Yeah, no, it was it. It was the K Fern teacher. Exactly. And so then we hopped on a Zoom, and I was like, wait, this is legit. Started going through the whole interview process, but it's different with time zones. So I was still working when like I was on the clock during a lot of those. So my boss definitely thought there was something wrong with me because I was going to doctors, dentist, orthodontist, going to see an allergy specialist, like whatever it may be.
He was probably really concerned. Yeah.
Oh no, they probably were. But I was just going on a TV show. So then I ran up all the little interviews and stuff, and then next thing you know, I was in the apartment.
We got Jordan Staff in the
Hey, shout out my guy Jordan. What's happening, big
He's
day?
commented K-Perm.
K-Perm.
And then
Leave the chat, Jordan. Leave the chat.
Deb has piled on.
Deb.
K-Perm just home from Permany.
I'm not going to get past these perm pumps for the rest of my life. I'm telling you. The first thing when I went to Germany, the twins swipe up on my Instagram story, and they go, don't you mean Permany? And I'm like, that's so good. I want to be mad, but I love that. Like, that was fire.
It's a cockroach with a perm on a mission.
Yeah.
Those Staten Island twins with the slick back hair. Gosh dang it. Love you, twins.
So had you watched any reality? So you had to watch some reality TV. So you'd watch The Circle. Had you watched any other shows or anything?
The Circle, I'd seen season 1, and then like episodes here and there, like maybe like 4 other episodes of like other seasons.
Mm-hmm.
My family growing up, we didn't have we had a VHS TV with like 2 channels until I was in like 8th grade. But the one channel we did have and our family was all about was The Amazing Race. Like that was,
hell yeah.
That was like Sunday. Like my mom and dad, of course, they had their bed in their room and then like a couple little chairs. It was like we finish up family dinner, have dessert and stuff, and then like, oh my gosh, Amazing Race is on, and like sprint to their bedroom because the big TV when I was growing up, their big TV was like this big, and my brother and I had like DVD players, and we would all watch The Amazing Race, and it was one of those shows where it's like, no, I so would have done it like this, and this. Like, oh my gosh. So that
Survivor was that for my family too. It was like every week. Yeah.
No, that was the big one for us. So like growing up, that was one show where I was like, oh, if I were to be on a reality TV show, I'd be on that because I didn't watch much reality TV outside of that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you fit in like a glove.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate it. I'm getting used to all of this. I'm new to it, but I'm trying to figure it out as I kind of go, you know?
Yes.
Did you do any preparation going into the circle?
Other than the perms?
Yeah, other than your perm.
I matter of fact, I did. I searched up one thing. What is the most common lifeguard certification, or what's the quote unquote easiest one to get? And they said the Red Cross certification was the easiest one to get. I should have searched up the number one sign that people miss of someone drowning. But truthfully, when we were getting ready for this show, you kind of like, it's one of those things where I would do an interview and I'm like, that was fun, but it's not like I'm going to actually be on it. And then another interview, like, okay, we're getting further in this process, but like, it's not going to actually happen. And when this whole casting thing was going on, was like busy season for work. So I was working, like probably 11 hours a day. I'm coming home. I'm not thinking to myself, okay, like I got to start studying this reality show that I could maybe be on, which I'm probably not going to be on. And then when I got the call, I was like, oh crap. I don't know shit. I got to get going. And so I started watching like a couple episodes on like ×2 so I could try to get the gist of it. But then next thing you know, it's like, okay, it's the week of. I know what I know at this point. I don't know a whole lot, but this is like any other competition that I've done before. So just don't even treat it like a TV show. Just treat it like a competition and let's get after it.
That's a good attitude to go in with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into this season a little bit. All right. In the first ratings, you come in 4th with Savannah and Andy becoming influencers. How are you feeling about your place in the game at this point in the first ratings at number 4?
I was smooth with number 4. Number 4, I was like, okay, I'm not very bottom. The one thing I did know is I was like, I'm pretty sure from the season that I have watched and a couple episodes here and there, I don't want to be number 1 overall off rip because that's going to put a target in my back. So I was like, okay, like I'm cool with being number 4. And it was people that like I was kind of starting to get aligned with. So I was cool with that. I was fine staying out of like the decision making for the first round.
Now then we get the Disruptor Mode happens. What was your reaction to this whole Disruptor Mode with Giana getting blocked and unblocked? And what did you think about Disruptor Mode as a whole throughout the game?
Can we say like some bad words, or what's like the?
You can curse as much as you want.
You can curse all you want.
Bullshit! That Disruptor Mode is bullshit, bro. Get Giana off that show and give me my $100,000, damn it! Oh my gosh, that was such BS. Like when I tell you, I was so heated. Like I'm over here. I just survived a blocking. This is great. Like Giana at the start didn't really contribute a whole lot. So I'm like, what's she doing here? Like, come on, let's get her on out of here. When they got saved, I'm like, this is such bullshit. So we're just going to be saving anybody now. And then, but also me being like so ignorant to it, I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen I'd seen season 5, but not the whole way through. So I was like, okay, was this something introduced like at the end of season 5? But then I was like, no, this is some brand new BS that they're just chucking in here.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I mean, okay, for some people, the Disruptor was, some people get to throw a little VIP party, but the bad outweighed the good overall completely. Like, I think I was the only person who had a good time with Disruptor Mode.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think that the Disruptor Mode affected the way you played the game the rest of the way through? Because you were, I would say, even more of a disruptor than the Disruptor Mode.
Dude, they did not even need a Disruptor Mode.
They didn't. They had K Fern.
Yeah, dude, they're just toss a K Fern mode in there. Get a K Fern button on the side.
Hey, you're like Dennis the Menace out there.
Straight up, bro. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even mean to for the most part, but shit happens. But like,
so what do you mean by you didn't mean to? What do you mean by that?
I didn't mean to become just going into this game. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna become public enemy number one really quick, become like one of the most hated players possibly in the circle. I was just like, truthfully, when I got to the show, I was just so happy that I got picked for the show. But the number one thing, I was like, bro, I don't have to work for a couple of weeks. I don't have to go to a grocery store and put wine on a shelf too. Like, this is paradise.
Like a vacation. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was really just like having a ton of fun with it. And it wasn't until the Savannah blocking, I was like, what the frick did I just do? I'm like, I need to start taking this shit serious, because what am I doing right now? That's when I started to kind of like try to get a little more strategic. But before that, I'm like, bro, I'm in the circle. Like, I should be having the time of my life.
Well, should we talk about that Savannah blocking?
Well, we're almost there. We have to get into the romance a little bit first.
Okay,
Get to the romance first.
Because I'm anxious to get to that.
I want to talk about how you built this romance with her, because I want to talk about this real quick.
This plays straight into my strategy. I got to become that dog father.
I knew it. I knew that with the clip. I had seen your guys' previous episodes. I was like, I know Dogfather's getting brought up. I know it.
You said this plays into my strategy. So is this your strategy coming?
Strategy going in was to be a dog father.
Well, yeah, we want to talk about this.
Number one priority, actually. Number one priority.
Talk to us about dog father.
Yeah.
I don't know half the shit that comes out of my mouth.
We don't either.
Yeah. And so in the heat of the moment, I really did think that I said like, oh yeah, like I got to become a part of this family. I got to become, if the dog is her son, I got to become that dog's father then, because, you know, I got to wifey her up. We got to become a couple. And then that's going to be my son right there. When I watched that back and it said dog father, I'm like, what did I just say? What the hell is that? And people were texting me, were you trying to say Godfather or what were you going? I'm like, I don't know what I was trying to say. I was just bullshitting.
That was your teacher texting you, right?
Yeah, it was. Was that Godfather or what?
They don't understand strategy. You know, they just don't get it.
Exactly.
All right.
That
So
was a real one.
you get the second Disruptor Twist, and you get to invite two people to the party with Madeline and Garrett. So you invite Daren and Giana. It seems on the show that you said something about liking Giana's picture, and that's the reason that you invited her. Why did you invite Daren and Giana?
They also cut out like a part of it because I was like, Giana is obviously just
hot.
got voted.
She's hot, so I'm gonna invite her.
Yeah,
That's
Giana is like, yeah, an attractive looking girl, but like,
so that's the reason.
No, the reason was I was like, Giana is down bad in the trenches right now. Like, she almost just got booted out, so she's probably looking for people who, like, I wanted her to be like, okay, Kev obviously somewhat cares about me, bringing me into this game. Like, I feel like I have to rate him high moving forward, or something along those lines, you know? Because I've been talking with Savannah for a minute before that. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, I feel like Savannah and I have a good established relationship. But then I also, D and I, they cut this shit out too. We had a full dance battle the first day. Like, Daren was like, yo, like, party started. Let's have a dance battle. So I was out here, like, hitting the Dougie, like, cat daddy in the kitchen. So I thought to myself, okay, D likes to dance and party. I'll invite Daren as well. So that's how it kind of broke down with that.
Yeah, they just made you look thirsty. So
yeah, I know. No, you're telling me. You're telling me.
And how do you feel the party went? The way that it came off was that at the end of it, you formed an alliance with everyone, but that the alliance didn't exactly stick. Like, how did it come off to you?
Yeah, okay. That's exactly what I was trying to do. I mean, me being naive and stuff, I was like, oh, I'll just start the show and have an alliance with every freaking person. It's that easy. Like, what the heck? So then I try to get this whole alliance going with the VIP party, basically saying like, yo, what's good, everybody? Like, since I invited you to this, let's have my back later because, you know, I'm including you. So, like, you know, let's keep that in the back of my mind or your minds. People forgot real freaking quick. Like, people didn't give a shit afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea, to be honest. That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, okay, at least they know I did something for them. I did think it was going to mean more, but it never got brought up again. Like, I never said, oh, yeah, I invited you to the party. You got to help me out with this now, which I probably should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like what some people do is they'll form some sort of like the party alliance or something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I know.
You just ride on that for a little while. Yeah.
I fumbled on that one.
So the next day you come crawling back to Savannah and you're like, I'm really sorry for not inviting you and for inviting Giana to the party. You say it's because Giana was feeling down for being blocked. You seemed very experienced at this. Is this something you do in normal life a lot? You know?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh,
people aren't asking you these questions? You just really.
This is different from any interview I've had so far. Holy shit.
Good.
Is it hot in here? Golly. No.
This is what we provide.
Let's see this. I've never had to experience that exact scenario before. Apologizing about a VIP party.
Oh, okay. So you're not VIP because you've been going to college parties. Yeah.
Exactly.
College parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So good.
Were you surprised? So you weren't surprised how quickly Savannah forgave you because that's how it normally goes.
No. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy Central roast of Kevin Federline. Here's our hosts. Let's run it up. No, like, in my head, I was still, I wasn't sure if she was going to forgive me or not. But then I also thought, like, it's pretty early on in the game. We did make a quick connection. So it was going to go either two ways. She was either going to forgive me and we're going to continue with this alliance or this connection, or while I was at the VIP party, she had a combo with somebody else and she was going to say like, screw you, like I'm out of here. So I was like, let me check in really quick, see what the vibes are. And it seemed like the vibes were still good. So I was like, fired. She had no hard feelings. Let's keep going with this alliance.
Okay.
Important question. Do you know the difference between Jay Leno and Jared Leto now?
Oh, bro, no. One of them's the night host. Am I wrong or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the night show host. Yeah, or
the night show host, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Which one's which? Like, I have to see. Wait. I'm pulling up my phone.
One is Jay Leno, Leno.
The other is a cult leader who also acts sometimes. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay, Jay Leno. I've seen that face before.
Yeah, Jared Leto. He played the Joker one time.
Oh wait, hold
in
up.
The Suicide Squad.
No. Okay. I'm less familiar with this gentleman right here.
You're more familiar with Jay Leno.
Okay.
Yes. Like
I thought you would be more familiar with Jared Leto based on your age. This is interesting.
No, I have not seen. He was in American Psycho. I get or some involved with
Jared Leto, maybe.
Jay Leno?
Definitely not Leno.
No, I was more familiar with Jay Leno.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like he's a famous night show host.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, all those hosts are pretty.
All right,
Pretty
I also
funny.
have a question. You thought NPC is a compliment, or were you not allowed to play video games growing up? Is that what's happening?
No, bro. I got you with that. I play video game. I'm more of a 2K guy. Like I like playing NBA 2K. I play Call of Duty and stuff too.
They have
but-
NPCs. They have NPCs.
Yeah,
Non-playable characters.
No, but when I was playing growing up, I was never playing live. Like I was always just playing with my brother and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like I wasn't on the mic like no, now I am though. I wasn't on the mic like that growing up. But then when I got into college, I lived with all my teammates. So I lived with all athletes who played so many video games. And it annoyed me because they would be screaming and stuff while playing. And I'm like, bro, for once, I'm actually trying to do my homework, chill. And so once they got to start talking about video games, like I heard NPC in my college household millions of times, but I knew it was associated with video games now. So I would always just tune it out. Like it was. And so it's funny because one of my best friends and former teammates I live with right now would call me NPC like randomly. So when that happened, my first thought is like, oh shit, Nick is gonna be so pissed if they show this clip. He's gonna be so pissed. I don't know what this is. And I think when I got that wrong, I really feel like that's when people started to think I was like Deb. I was like a 34-year-old man or something. I feel like people didn't think that I was like my actual age.
It's a very specific age.
Yeah. It really is.
What's your problem with 34-year-old men?
What's your problem with 34-year-olds, K Fern?
No, I aspire to get to that age one day. I aspire to get to that age. I think all the Takis and energy drinks and Big Macs in my system won't let me, but I want to be that.
The ripe old age of 34. It's ancient.
Of all the ages you could have said.
Are you both 34?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No freaking way.
And why do you think it's so old? I'm young.
No, dude, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm 24 now. I'm like, damn, like 10 years from now is a decent amount away. Like if I make it to 34, I'm like, shit, let's go. I made it this far. I DoorDash too much Popeyes, so I'm like,
The only thing that changes is you talk about your teachers a little bit less.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, in the next ratings, despite you rating her number 1, Savannah is ranked last, but you are ranked number 1, and you become influencers with Giana for the first time. How do you feel heading into the Hangout?
Hyped, geeked, lit. Like I was fired up. I was like just hyped to be an influencer because now that first one you have a target on your back, but now I'm like, okay, sick, I'm safe. And truthfully, I was just so fired up to get the little gold cup. I'm like, let's go, bro. I get to get the little gold cup. I'm like, this is lit. And so I was just fired up going into that first influencer hangout, to be honest. And then I was like, you know what? I'm doing something right at least. So I kind of figured at that point, maybe the VIP party had paid off a little bit. My alliances are going like according to plan because I have this number 1 spot. But I'm going to preface this now.
Okay.
I thought that when you become influencers, you have equal power as influencers. My dumbass was not like, oh, number 1 influencer over the number 2 influencer. So I was like, okay, Giana and I are both influencers. Now we got to go into this room and like basically make a deal. I didn't realize that one necessarily, like the number 1 spot was over the number 2 spot.
Does the number 1 have power
we
over
don't
number 2?
necessarily know that for sure as an audience.
Everybody, I didn't know either as a player. Everybody on TikTok and stuff was like, why didn't you say that you were the number 1 influencer and call the shots? They did this in season 6. And I go, season 6 wasn't out by the time that I had filmed.
So that is the first time that happened.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, QT basically like asserted some dominance and said, I'm number 1 ranked, so we're doing this. The end. End of story. Okay. That had never been done before.
Good to know. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, you weren't missing anything. And also, I believe that was Jordan But Jordan was also that was during a twist where
he got put into the influencer spot, right?
Yes. So she was like,
okay.
"You're not even actually really an influencer,"
Yes.
like, and that was like production just let her do that. So you weren't missing anything here.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Tell that to my Instagram comments. Gosh, dang it.
Yeah, they don't know what they really don't know what they're talking about.
But yeah, I get to that number 1 spot. I was really just thinking like, I get this gold cup. This is lit, and I'm safe. Like I'm safe for another day at least.
Yes. So
were you distracted by the shiny gold cup, and is that why you got rid of your?
Probably so. Probably so.
Yeah. In the Hangout with Giana, you really wanted to block Rachel, but then eventually it came down to it. Savannah was blocked. How did it really come down to Savannah? And did you, looking back, do you regret that decision, or are you still cool with it?
I mean, everything happens for a reason, but hell yeah, I was upset with that decision. Bro, I blocked my wifey. Like, somebody who was gonna put me number 1 for at least the foreseeable future, you know? So I mean, I immediately left that Hangout and I'm like, I screwed up. I'm like, I biffed that big time. I think so what happened with me in the Hangout is that I have who I want to keep safe, Savannah in that case, and then I have who I want to block, Rachel. I wasn't really thinking about like, okay, once we get to negotiating, I know I have Rachel who I want to get out, but who am I realistically gonna have to get out? And so then I also kept my game plan, or what I thought was my game plan going in, at the back of my mind. I was like, okay, first and foremost, I want to make sure that my alliance with the bros is going well. And I just want to make sure I have some sort of connection with a girl in this game. So we're going through. I keep Daren safe. And then it comes down to Andy and Savannah. And my thought process was, okay, if I block Andy, a ton of people in the circle right now, or like a good amount of people know that we're bros. If I block Andy, that means Darian's not going to trust me anymore. And then Daren is going to tell Jadeja, hey, we can't trust, or like, you can't trust Kevin at all. He just blocked a bro, this, and that. Vice versa on the other side, I was like, okay, the only people that I've told about Savannah is Daren, Andy, and obviously I'm communicating to Giana about it right now. So I was like, if I block Savannah, it's going to show Daren and Andy, hey, like, I'm rocking with you guys. I just blocked my circle wifey for the bros. So, like, we should be good. Like, you guys should have me locked in. And then I was like, okay, shoot, I'm not going to have a connection with a girl anymore. And what they don't show as much is that Giana and I started chopping it. Like, we started talking a lot more. And I was like, okay, if I block Savannah, I still need a girl connection. So if there's like some girl chats, I know what's going on. And Giana and I had agreed. Giana was saying this like, oh, I'll be your new circle wifey. Don't you worry. I got you in this. And I was like, sick. Okay, pretty easy, pretty seamless.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate I'll have to block Savannah, but then I'll have someone who can like help with that information. But then Giana screwed me and basically said, oh yeah, Kevin got rid of his wifey and that. But that was my thought process in the blockings.
Yeah,
you and the twins still seem to like find each other throughout this entire game. You're stabbing each other in the backs, and then you're working together again, just like that.
A true full circle, no pun intended, but truly was like one of those things where it's like, damn, okay, if we're gonna keep seeing each other in this hangout, it means something. So we may as well try to work with each other at some point.
It did. Hey, it worked. Worked great.
But that's my reasonings. If for anybody who's been like freaking out on me.
Well, we have heard that people have been freaking out on you on the internet for some
Circle
reason.
fans, no.
Circle fans going,
no.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Why would they freak out at me? I did everything right.
Yeah. What was it like when Savannah came to see you?
Bro. Shocking. Because when we played the what was it? Throwback Thirsty game.
Yeah.
She drops her picture and I go, okay, this is literally a Google image. If you search up swimsuit model, like this is a Google image. I'm probably talking to like somebody like some
34-year-old.
Yeah, some freaking 34-year-old. So I was like, okay, like Savannah's probably not who she says she is, but like whatever. And so when she walked in, like, and obviously like she was looking so fine. But then when I saw the dog, when I saw Samson, I'm like, holy shit, the dog is real. Samson.
This plays straight into my strategy. I got to become that dog father.
That's what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
Now, were you worried about the dog having abandonment issues from, a father leaving it?
that was my number one concern.
Okay.
And Samson, like, I'm sorry that all that stuff happened. So we've been working out these issues, to make sure that didn't happen.
Okay, so we'll clip this. We'll post it on Reddit. Make sure people know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That you apologized officially. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was freaking shocked, bro. And then, of course, even more shocked when you hear her story and everything like that. It's like, oh shit. There is no way I just blocked someone who had a brain tumor. I'm flamed, bro.
Wow. It's messed up.
I was really shocked by like her being her, of course. And then as we were talking, she was just so cool. Like I felt so bad because she was so she was really chill about it all, like super cool. And I'm like, dude, I blew it on this. That was bad.
You guys seem to have flirty energy a little bit. And then she was like, we can see about this at the finale. Did anything come of that?
I mean, she was out here at SantaCon in San Francisco. I went over to Miami to go hang out with her. We met in the middle in Houston.
Wow.
Whoa. I mean, shoot, as of right now, at least, this is crazy to think about.
So you are still
357 days snap streak. 357 days snap streak.
How romantic.
Oh, shoot. I'm over here.
So are you are there any labels being placed on this?
Not
dog father?
I've been able to start to get my way to that point, but
okay.
Like the one thing about about Savannah is like once I got to know her and like we hung out and stuff, I'm like, this girl has like the same high energy as me. Like we can go to a random dive bar and she'll talk to anybody about something super random, literally like I would, or like just break out and dance and does not care at all. And so that's what I noticed when she came out to San Francisco. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly stuff that I would do. So, and on top of that, she's just somebody I talk to on random stuff, like call each other at the end of the day or whatever. How's your day? I can just kind of blab and yap as much as I can and don't have to really think about what I'm talking about. So no, it's cool. If you would have told me I would have got all that out of a TV show, I would have said like, you're tripping.
Kevin,
wow. Kevin, that's going good.
Don't fuck this up.
You put the ring on it.
Okay.
You're right, Deb. You're right, Deb. So no, we're seeing where it goes. I'm planning on going to visit her actually in like the next month or so.
Oh my god. If you're listening on audio, you should see Kevin blush and smile. It is very sweet. We his shirt over his face.
Is that a filter? I think that's a filter.
Young love. When you're 34, you're dead inside.
You're dead, definitely. You're dead inside. You're dead all in every way possible because you're so old.
But now that I'm nice and flush and blushing, here we go.
So after Savannah's goodbye message, you come under fire in the circle chat. Were you expecting this?
Morning warfare is what I used to call it. And that was the start of it all. No, I was not expecting that. I was actually expecting to go into the circle chat, have it be the whole, oh, we had a difficult decision, this, and that. The bros to be like, thank you so much for saving me. And then honestly, everybody else, except for, Giana's strong alliances, everybody else just to kind of be like, hey, well, at least it wasn't me getting sent home. So like, I'm not going to say anything. And I thought Giana was going to low key back me up. But then all of a sudden it was, well, one of us had an alliance with her. And I'm like, oh, it's about to be like that. It's about to be like that.
They really did throw you under the bus.
Kevin, we are gunning for you. Her dog is very, very cute. Very cute dog. Aw.
Very cute dog.
Aw, the dog.
That's when I realized, though, I was like, it doesn't matter the rest of this game. I'm fighting an uphill battle. That was a long morning. They didn't show the whole morning chat. They went in on me.
That's crazy. I was like, that's something I've been thinking about. Like, these chats are very intense, but they were probably much longer too for you guys. Like,
oh my gosh. I mean, we'll probably get to it later, but some other blockings, the chats were absurdly long, and 90% of it was just dogging me. Just people dogpiling me. If people got bored of something, they were like, remember when Kevin did this? And they're like, oh, we hate that guy. So I would sit there for the most part, like on the couch, and I'm like, bro, like, we get it. I'm a bad guy. I stab people in the back. Let's go on to the next thing.
Little did you know, talking to Giana, that you were battling two people instead of one.
Oh my!
yeah.
I think about that all the time. I think about that.
So at this point, I feel like this is the beginning of your alliance with Madeline. She messages you. What was this chat like, and what would you say your relationship with Madeline was like throughout the game?
I'm so glad we're about to talk about this, because this was another thing too. Why'd you trust Madeline so much? Everybody going crazy on my page. I was literally about to set up my tripod and make a TikTok about it to defend myself, because they do not show half of that chat. The one after the morning chat where her and I first have our one-on-one. So like, we get to talking, she checks in on me, it's all good. And then we bring up the topic of family. And I mean, one thing about me is like, I really don't talk about like that type of stuff that much, or like, I'm not an emotional guy whatsoever. But the one thing I will like go to war for is my family, just because my parents worked so hard for me. And like, going on this show was a really difficult decision. Like leaving my steady job. My parents both come from immigrant backgrounds, so they were taught and like born and raised in the ideology of you get your stable job and you work that job, work your way up until you're high position at it, you get all your benefits, you're set. So when I told them I might be losing my job to go on the show, that was, my dad was not with it. My dad was like, there's no shot.
Oh,
like,
this is interesting.
Yeah.
And so, because then I really didn't have any PTO to do it. My work wasn't guaranteeing me that I was going to be keeping my job. I was on the brink of a promotion. And so then I originally said no. I originally was like, I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. And then, no, matter of fact, I'm just going to say, like, dude, I was out. They weren't sure if I was going to film season 6 or 7. So then I was like, I took work off thinking I was going to film season 6, and end up happening. So then I didn't have PTO left. And so then I wasn't going to film season 7, but something in my gut was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to think about it for the rest of my life and think, what if? And so I had went home, had a conversation with my mom. My mom's very entrepreneurial. She started her own business. She knows about taking risks. And I told her, and I said, Mom, like, I respect that you work so hard for me, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm sure you've had this feeling in your gut before. I have to go back. Like, I have to go back and film this season. I understand everything that could happen. I'm telling you, but like, truthfully, I'm not planning on telling Dad. I'm just going to go. And then she was like, okay, that's the decision you made. I'm here for you. Like, if you need backup or whatever. And I'm like, for sure. And the day before I'm going to fly out to Atlanta to go film, my dad calls me and he's like, I'm in the Bay Area visiting your grandma.
Oh,
I heard about your decision. Come see me. And I'm
oh
like,
wow.
shit. So I go visit my dad. We like link up with my family, all that good stuff. We go back to my car and he was just like, so I heard you're going. And I said, like, Dad, with all due respect, it's not something that I'm asking. It's something that I'm going to do. And he was like, well, if you're going to do it 100%. This is nothing that I could ever do before. This is something I'm very foreign to, but do it 100%. Don't think about anything here. Like, you got my support. And I literally from there went straight back home, packed all my bags, and then took off. So like I had that whole conversation. And then when the topic of family got brought up, I was just thinking about how hard my parents work for me. Like, they work in the senior care industry and they own their own businesses and stuff too. So if somebody calls out in their industry at 1 a.m., they're the ones who are getting up and going to like work. And I used to hear that all the time when I was a kid, them going to work at like 1 a.m. So I started to think about like how much they did for me and the fact that they even let me like have this opportunity. So I'm not even going to lie to you guys. The one time I freaking wish they showed me on TV crying, when Madeline and I were chit-chatting about family, I had a little bit of water coming down my eye because I was just like, first and foremost, I miss them. I don't get to see them like ever because I'm up here in the Bay and they're down working in San Diego. But then I was like, dude, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I have people who would support me doing this crazy thing that they know nothing about. So I didn't plan on opening up emotionally with anybody in the circle. I do not like talking about any of that type of stuff with anybody. And when that happened, I was like, did I seriously just talk to this random profile about all this stuff in my life? Like, that's crazy. So I had a different type of connection with Madeline at that point versus just the bros. Because I thought to myself, Madeline is probably one of 4 people like ever that I've had a conversation like that in my whole life. So I was like, wow, okay, that's got to mean something then. So I feel like I can now trust her with what I say, and I can start trusting what she's telling me because she started telling me about her family too. And so I was like, okay, wow, this is like a very trusting relationship. A friendship that I can kind of lean on. So this is going to be one of my top alliances now. And then she screwed me with it later. But that was a
great story about your dad, though.
It really explains a lot because we kept seeing you talk about how important family was to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, family is important to so many people. Like, why do we care that family is important to Kevin? You know, but it was really great to hear this from you because now we understand why it was on your mind, why family is particularly important to you. So thank you for sharing.
Very endearing.
We understand.
I was very lucky, like just to the fact, like, because my parents built all their stuff up. So I was like, bro, they've given me so much support. So like, I would just wake up and I'm like, okay, I have no choice but to like work hard for my family because they didn't have any resources and they made it happen and they're giving me the world. So I got to do something. But no, I appreciate you guys like listening to that stuff.
So what's the final verdict from your dad now that you're back? What did
oh my gosh. Now that I'm back and we'll go out and stuff, because he didn't know anything about it, right? So we'll go out and someone will say, oh my gosh, like you were on the circle, right? And now my dad was like, okay, first and foremost, that's dope. But he was like, he was proud of me for doing something that I knew in my gut I had to do. He was like, as you become more developed in your like business career, you're going to have to do stuff like that a lot. So I'm proud that you did it knowing that it's something you had to do. And I'm like, thanks, Pops.
That's great. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to the game. When the Disruptor Twist happened, this is a question we were talking about on the podcast. So the Disruptor Twist happens between Rachel and Madeline. They switch, right? So all of you knew that a Disruptor Twist occurred, but only Rachel and Madeline know what the twist is. Did you guys talk about the fact that a Disruptor Twist happened, but you didn't know? Like, do you know what I'm asking? Like,
Yes.
What?
Like, how
You
is
guys
that not in the
talked
edit?
about
Yeah.
No, 100%. I think that it happened, and obviously everybody's thinking to themselves, okay, there's no VIP party. Nobody got saved from the blocking. What's going on here? I think everybody was then waiting for like a day or two, being like, we're going to get an alert that says, oh, the Disruptor did this. But truthfully, in the game of the circle, like the day-to-day, so much goes on by the time like 2 more games happen or another alert happen and stuff. I wasn't even thinking about that anymore. Like I was not thinking about the Disruptor happening and nothing like resulted of it. I was more focused on, okay, whatever, that was weird. Let's keep going on with this game because I got to survive another day. But like looking back, I should have been clocking that more, being like, what? Why did nothing happen because of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
We get to the make out, marry, murder game. You make out with Madeline. You say because of the initial attraction. You marry Rachel because of the initial attraction, and you murder Giana because of the initial attraction.
The Rachel one's not true.
No, I know. Those were not your reasons. Okay, Rachel, you said what marriage? What is a marriage but a true friendship? And you wanted to solidify it, and you murdered Giana because of obvious reasons.
Exactly.
Everyone was very confused by you marrying Rachel, and Deb was mad about it. Obviously, you married Rachel because Madeline, as Rachel, had formed a friendship with you. Yes. Do you feel good about these choices in retrospect? Do you still feel good about them?
I feel good about them based on the information.
Yeah.
Like, because I made out with Madeline, right? Or married?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was, one of my strongest alliances at that time. So I knew I had to put her in either the makeout or the marry. And then I thought that it would be kind of weird if I said make out Rachel because like we had that one good chat. I didn't know if it warranted make out. I thought that she'd be kind of weirded out by that or something. Be like, oh, we had one good chat. This dude wants to make out with me. What the heck? So at the time, and honestly, looking back, I think it was a good choice. I know I saw Heather took it a whole different way and was like, I know she did because she wanted to marry Andy wanted to marry me. But I was like, I didn't take it the same way she did. I was thinking about, okay, I had this good chat with Rachel. I want to solidify that and let her know, thanks for reaching out to me and saying these things. In return, I'm still thinking about you and thinking about this like possible alliance or whatever it may be moving forward. And then Giana was Giana. I hated her. She double crossed.
Well, making out with Madeline made sense too.
Kevin, I want to stick my tongue in your mouth.
So, reciprocated.
Watching that back, that line caught me off guard. I watched every like episode drop with a bunch of my friends and coworkers. When Madeline said that, all my friends looked at me and I was just like, I got no idea, man. I'm like, I didn't know that happened.
You said you hadn't owned a comb since 2006. Weren't you 5 in 2006?
I was 6.
Okay.
Believe it or not,
Max.
when I was younger, I hated having curly hair. Like I hated, and it wasn't as curly as this. So I used to go to school and I used to get like a scoop ton of gel, toss it in my hair, and comb it to the side when I would get ready for like kindergarten and stuff like that. And then as I slowly started getting older, the fro started kind of doing its own thing, and I was like, all right, no need for a comb anymore. But I always had one just in case, like in a toiletry or something like that, in case like right now, I'm getting a haircut in 2 days. It's getting wild. But if I ever had if I had a meeting or something and I desperately needed to like slick it back or comb to the side, I just always have one.
Good to know. But did you really own the comb? I think your parents owned the comb.
They did. I think it was my teacher.
We ask the important questions here about combs and Kevin Federline. Yeah. In the next ratings, you come in 7th. Andy comes in 8th and is automatically blocked. So a little close for you. How are you feeling? What are you thinking at this point in the game?
Once again, I have so much groundwork to make up. Like, I have to work overtime and go crazy. In that moment, I was just, I thought I was done. I thought my game was done. I thought I was going to get voted out. I was not a very liked player. Those tarot cards or whatever, the tarot cards, those saved me when Andy had gotten Alliance Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
That freaking saved me because I was a known Alliance Breaker. Been there, done that. This was news. So I figured that was going to be my saving grace, that was going to catch people off guard enough.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I forgot that I was even on a TV show or anything like that when those ratings were coming out. Like, I was so freaking nervous. I was sweating through my shirt. And so then when it said, like, I was saved, Andy's going home, that reaction where I started screaming was so just genuine. Like, that's a reaction like when I was running track in college. If I got a new record or something, I would scream and like freak out. That's exactly how I felt.
All right, so Andy is blocked, and Madeline starts making up these lies. So there's this big circle chat kerfuffle. Then afterwards, you have this chat with Madeline where she lies to you and tells you that Daren was coming after you. Why do you think you believed her so easily?
Literally, as I was explaining earlier, like,
the family stuff?
Yeah, up until this point, there wasn't anything Madeline had necessarily done. And she was like low-key backing me up in some circle chats and stuff. There wasn't anything that she had done to make me necessarily second guess those things. So when she first told me that, I go, okay, why would that make sense? I'm like, I was trying to rationalize it. Why would that make sense for Daren to do that? Go, okay, I've been an influencer, so maybe that put a little target on my back. And then I also kind of figured too, I'm like, maybe Daren is building a bunch of these other alliances that are way stronger than what him and I have, because we haven't talked in a second. So maybe like he's scheming something up to where he's trying to get me out just because like we haven't touched base in a little bit. And then I thought back to, like we said, the quote unquote like emotional connect, or like someone that I thought that I could actually trust. I was like, okay, there's no reason she would lie to me. I talked to her about a lot of sensitive, vulnerable stuff in my life I don't like to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and roll with this one.
Yeah.
Did you try to get another chat with Daren to feel him out and confirm?
I was trying to get a chat with him like before I had that one with Madeline. Mm-hmm. To like just touch base about everything, because at that point Andy had already gotten blocked, I believe.
Yeah.
And I wanted to touch base and be like, yo, like before talking to Madeline, being like, yo, bro, like one of the bros just left. How are we looking? Like we got to lock in. But then having that chat after the Madeline talk, I was like, dang, okay, Daren and I are bros, but we've only had like we've had like 2 chats with each other in a group setting, not a one-on-one like me and Madeline.
Yeah.
Plus, he's the bro, but it's been kind of quote unquote like superficial things in the terms of like, hey, bro, like you got your circle wifey, I got my circle wifey, like we're bros. We both like to dance. We're both lit. But I thought I compared and contrasted like the conversations and the substance to them. I'm like, okay, the one that I had with Madeline had more like real emotion, and we talked about real things. The one with Daren had been cool, fun. That's the bro, but Madeline's kind of outweighed Daren's in that regard. That was my reason.
So did you get opportunities to chat with Daren after that Madeline conversation, but you just felt like at this point I don't even want to bring it up because I'm solid with Madeline and I believe her?
No, so yeah, so then Daren and I had a check-in chat where he started it with me. And at this point, I'm like, dang, okay, so Daren has like this, some sort of scheme or something to get me out. He must have other alliances, because like Daren was like kind of in the middle type of thing. So he must have other alliances that he's working with to get me out or something like that. So when he started talking to me, I'm like, bro, how are you saying all this straight to my face when I have an idea of what you're trying to do?
Mhm.
And of course, we know how that all played out.
So that initial family conversation with Madeline was like super influential on the rest of this game for you.
Oh yeah, like like straight up, I had not seen them in like months and months and months. And so once we started talking about that type of stuff, it really just got me to thinking about them and thinking why I'm in this game, like why I'm here competing. Like I'm not here to just compete for me to win myself money. Like I want to win money so I can give all of that to my family and be like, this is a fraction of a thank you for like everything you've done for me. And so I like after that too, I really was just like, dang, I wonder what they're doing. Like I had missed my brother's birthday while filming. I'd missed like my cousin's birthday while filming and stuff like that. So it really made me like reflect more on that real life aspect of it and like my family and stuff. It took me out of the game for a quick second to where it was just like a different connection, bro. She used it good. That's all I guess I will say.
It's all very interesting to know because we're connecting the dots now with your interviews and Madeline's interviews, and it's like we called you the wild card when we watched the show because your moves were wild card moves. We didn't know what the rhyme or reason was to them, so it's interesting to hear some of the motivation behind it now. Finally, so
yeah, it's long overdue. I've been meaning to make a TikTok or two about it. But this whole work business is kind of getting in the way of a few of those.
Yeah.
Do you think that your distrust with Daren, any of it had to do with him being a teacher? Do we think that could have played into it?
Yeah, did he call you K Fern right off the
bat?
No,
he did. Yeah. No, he called me K Perm, actually. That's what he used to call me. So,
he took attendance at the start of every single chat. And it really triggered you. Yeah. All right. So at the next ratings, and this is right before Daren becomes the disruptor and makes you the second influencer. You are ranked number 5. How are you feeling in your position at the game when you learn you're number 5? Giana is number 1, Rachel's number 2, and you're number 5. How are you feeling?
Screwed.
Good.
You're done.
Okay. You're feeling screwed?
I was like screwed in the. No. Now that you remind me of that. I actually felt decent. I felt decent because Rachel and I had that combo. So I was like, I wasn't feeling great about the Giana part of it, but I was like, okay, I know they're besties. So my hope is that Rachel will talk rationally to Giana and just spare me. Like, that's it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Daren was last too in that rating.
Okay, yeah.
So Daren, so we don't know who the disruptor is. There's a Disruptor Twist, and they're going to select someone. Did you think it was Daren who selected you? Did you have any guesses who the disruptor was?
Okay, I thought for a second, I was like, it's got to be Madeline. I'm like, Madeline and I have a connection. We have an alliance. It's got to be Madeline. For a split second. No, I low-key did think it was Daren too, though. And I was like, wow, this guy actually is playing me for such a fool right now. If he chose me as this power and he doesn't know that I know about this whole plan that he has to get me out. I'm like, this is crazy.
Oh, no.
With Daren too, I was like, but when I started to think like that, I'm like, nah, but like, if Daren had it, he would have just picked Jadeja and like he'd be cooling. And
that's what we all thought.
Yeah.
Like why?
Yes. And so I really went back and forth on it was either Madeline or Daren. And if it was Daren, it means that he thinks I'm super stupid. And if it was Madeline, it kind of makes sense. And then like maybe possibly Rachel, but probably not. Because if it was Rachel or anyone, they would have chose each other, like Giana, Rachel, Giana type of deal, or something like that. But yeah, so I thought it was between Daren and Madeline.
Checks out. Okay, so you and Giana form an alliance in the influencer chat, and Daren is blocked. Is there anything we didn't see in this chat? And like, what was it like watching it back?
100%. That chat was over 4 hours long. That was yes. It felt like 30 minutes. And then when you finish up and like the producers are getting ready to like walk you back to like your room, you're like when you're leaving the hangout and stuff. They were like, how long do you think that was? Truthfully, 45 minutes or something like that. I was so intense in it because the whole time I'm like, if Giana gets her freaking way again, I'm freaking out. Like I'm freaking out. I'm leaving if Giana gets her way one more time. And so I was locked in with that chat. And once they told me how long it was, and I saw when I got back to my apartment, I was like looking out the window. Deb fell asleep and they had to wake her up. When I saw it was like pitch black outside because it was kind of lighter when we first went in there. I'm like, oh, it's been a minute. And I knew, I forget if they showed it on the screen, but we had been going back and forth for so long that this different alarm or alert popped up on the screen and it said, Kevin and Giana, you must make your decision right now, like right this second.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so then I was like, oh, shoot, the circle is not playing right now. Like we actually do have
I don't know if they've ever done that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, we've never heard that.
And when it popped up on the screen, I was just like, I mean, like, I'm not moving. Like, I'm not leaving this hangout. If Giana gets her way again, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not leaving. So you can keep this like notification. Dude, I felt bad. I was yelling. They did not show that part. I was yelling. I was like, there's no freaking way Giana's getting her way again. This is so whack. Like, I was heated.
Wow.
I was getting so frustrated with her rationalization behind Deb. She just kept on saying, that's my Staten Island girl. And I'm like, who cares? You guys are from the same spot. Who cares? I knew they had a major alliance that was deep. It had to be deeper than Staten Island because she was going to war about that.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, that was a gnarly chat.
And you had no inkling that she was a catfish, right?
Who's that?
Giana.
Twins, yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did?
First two call-outs were Deb and Giana. They didn't show it on the very first day. Giana was really, really quiet. And then some of her chats were just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It didn't seem like a 22-year-old girl was really typing them. I don't know what it was. It didn't seem like a girl like my age was typing those messages at all. But at that point, I was like, okay, I guess I don't really need to clock catfish. I really need to work on like getting my alliances. But those were the two. Deb was freaking obvious. I love you, Deb, but I knew Deb was a catfish off rip, especially with the thirsty throwback pictures.
Yeah.
Don't come
Here is Riz baby.
That's crazy. But when we did the throwback thirsty pics, I was like, Deb, you're a catfish. Like, love you, but you're a catfish.
You even said Deb. You had figured out her name.
Yeah, I knew it. I got an inkling. I knew it.
We just guessed. Yeah.
I guess we could talk about when Deb outed you as not a lifeguard, but I feel like it's pretty.
Do you have anything else to say about
that? You guys saw me. I literally went up on my.
You got.
I got. I figured. I truthfully.
I want to know, do you think now that it's all said and done, was it worth it doing the lifeguard lie? Or
no shots. Like, matter of fact, that was like something that like had gotten suggested to me because I was cool going in with whatever.
Yeah.
But then I also started.
You were cool going in as a wine and liquor salesperson.
I was, but then I started to think like I know people had gone in with the sales background before.
Yeah.
But the one thing about it was I had a feeling that some of my pictures were going to come off like very frat boy or something like in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought people were just going to start saying like, dude, this 24-year-old frat boy is so full of himself. Of course, he's super cocky and would be in sales. That was the only thing I was really like thinking about. I didn't want people thinking I was being as slimy and moving as weird as I was. And then lifeguard, that was just like a San Diego stereotype.
Yeah. Well, you're the SoCal surfer dude now. Everyth's chill.
Hey,
right? Yeah.
Straight boogie boarding over here. Surfed maybe twice in my life. I'm a boogier.
So we get this conversation where you talk with Rachel. She basically gets you to admit, you guys make a deal that you're going to reveal everything about each other. You admit.
Didn't we, Deb? I thought we did.
You admit that you're not a lifeguard, and then she says, okay, I am completely truthful. You seem, at least in the edit of the show, that you're just very happy about this conversation. How did it go in real life?
Nah. Yeah. No, she goes, oh, yeah, I'm exactly who I say I am. And like lists off all the things. Like, I'm this girl from Staten Island who like works in this and stuff. And like what they don't show in the edit is like I sat on my bed and she admits nothing. I sat on the edge of my bed and I'm like, no, you are not. No, you are not. I'm like, I know you are lying. I at least know you are not your age. I knew that much. And I'm like, I have a feeling it's a completely different person. I knew she was catfishing. But at that point, I'm like, okay, like, if they're not going to admit it, I can't jump through the screen and force them to admit it. So I just knew, I left that conversation being like, bro, no, you're not. But I guess from here on out, I'm going to roll with that narrative, but I know you're not.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if you're able to just let that shit go, then sometimes fortuitous things can happen. I mean, look at your path after this. You know, the whole blackmail thing, it ended up kind of working out for you.
It kind of did.
It was rating you high, so that's great too. Yeah,
it really did. I figured like me pressing the envelope on her admitting she's a catfish would have been worse for me because I was the one with my back against the wall when she called me out knowing I was not a lifeguard. Like I had no place. I had no leverage in this blackmail negotiation, you know?
Yeah.
At the next ratings, you and Giana become influencers again. And everyone's like, oh my God, how did Kevin get here again? Because you voted him high.
Thank you. I love when everyone said how. I'm like, you guys gave me you're the ones who did it.
All of you.
Like literally all of you. What are you doing? You can't get mad when you did it.
You really want to block Jadeja, but Garrett is blocked. So how much back and forth was there? And do you wish she had been blocked? Like looking back, how did this go? Talk about this hangout.
So this one was not nearly as long. This one was very much like okay, we're going to talk about the names. Like we're going to talk about everybody, of course. And it wasn't like a back and forth type of thing. It very much was like, to me, I had seen Garrett's game coming into this. I saw that he was kind of like in the middle of a lot of things. And at that time, the popular thing to do was talk shit about Kev in every morning chat. So I had seen him, like, he was talking a lot of smack in these morning chats and stuff like that. But to me, he wasn't an immediate threat to get me out like ASAP. And I knew that I wasn't going to get like Rachel out. That's not an option there. And in my head still, I thought that Daren and Jadeja had this plan to get me out of the game. So I was like, I want to start getting people out who are going to be rating me lower. So I was like, if she was trying to get me out of the game with Daren, she's probably going to rate me lower. Maybe I should try to get her out of the game. But then when we ultimately compromised with Garrett, I was like, okay, we're getting somebody out who is probably putting me in last place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Did you know that Madeline was the secret influencer? Or, like, who did you think the secret influencer would... okay, let's break it down.
Yes.
At each point. When the voting was happening, who did you think was most likely to be the secret influencer?
Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to think back to that. I have no idea, truthfully.
That's okay.
So that's the one where Madeline had gotten it because of the disruptor, I thought, right? Or no? Am I thinking of a different one?
No, this is the vote when you guys voted at the end for the super secret influencer.
Oh, yeah.
This was like after the game of the award goes to game.
Yeah, you guys voted.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought maybe like it would have been like Rachel or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who did you think would be blocked?
I had thought that like my ass was gonna get blocked.
Yeah, you were worried about yourself.
I wasn't sure like how solid my bond was with Rachel in this sense. And my mind still, I'm like, okay, I have Giana, I have Madeline. Everybody else is kind of like iffy on that. And I was a great candidate to get blocked at any freaking time, let's be real.
When Jadeja was blocked, who did you think blocked her?
I had a feeling even though I had an alliance with Giana, I had a feeling it wasn't her because Giana was always backing her in the chats. Mm-hmm. She was always saying, no, Jadeja's my girl. Jadeja's my girl. But then I also know we're at the nitty gritty. So like maybe Giana said, screw it, I'm gonna block Jadeja. And then I wasn't sure like what Rachel's relationship with Jadeja was. But then I was like, holy smokes. It's Madeline.
Yeah.
I was like, enough like him and Han and stuff. I was like, Madeline was the one who told me that they have this plan to get me out. So in order to protect her alliance, she's probably gonna get Jadeja out. So it kind of like that one made sense. Like I kind of saw that one coming. And once Jadeja left, I was like, it was Madeline.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard talking about stuff leading up to the secret influencer because you all just seem to be bullshitting each other. So breaking down the strategy of that was very difficult for us.
Yeah. Final mendings of.
I was gonna say no. That was like I felt so bad too when Jadeja and I had our conversation, and she actually like Jadeja is so freaking nice and caring for people, and watching it back, and she's like, I wanted to check in on you. How are you doing? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is bullshit. This is BS. Oh my gosh, I'm such a jerk, bro. Like, I knew it was, I mean, like at the end of the day, that we're in a competition. We were at crunch time. So I knew people were going to be running up the chats, trying to like mend any sort of like beef that they had with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, it was like an episode and a half of you guys going like, okay, we're going to rank each other number one. That was probably bullshit.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So we're not going to break down all those conversations.
It doesn't hurt to try. I mean, you gotta do it.
I agree with all this, just not worth talking about.
Yeah.
What were your final ratings?
I think about this every single day when I go to work at 4 a.m.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
I had put Tierra last.
Really? Okay.
So basically, I'm super dumb, and you know,
I'm just gonna start with that. Yourself. Be kind.
Yeah, we're gonna start with that. I was like, holy crap! Wait. We're the ones who decide who wins. This is crazy. Like, this is wild. I did not realize, you know, I've told you how much of the circle I've been seeing or watched so far leading to this point. I didn't realize how significant it is giving someone a number one spot at that point versus a number 6 and how much that can influence it. I just wasn't even thinking about that in the heat of the moment. It pops up on the screen. All right, final ratings. You can either try to vote for or rate with strategy, but you run, like, in my mind, I'm like, you run the risk of somebody who's like maybe hasn't been in the game as long, didn't have to be in the trenches as long as me. Or you can vote with your heart. And I was like, okay, if I vote with my heart.
We've heard this many times before, the vote.
Yeah, it's almost like they put a message on the screen.
It's weird, right? I don't know. I was like, if I vote with my gut or my heart, then at that point, I can't be necessarily mad because I was like, okay, like if I voted with strategy and someone who I didn't want wins, I'd be like, I had a part in that. Like I messed
That's
that
another
up.
thing we've heard many times before too is people saying, I just didn't want this person to win. Yeah.
So last, had an alliance with her, but I put Tierra last because I had like a very like, I had one of those moments where I'm like, wow, we've come a long way. Like it's been a minute in here. I put Tierra last simply because they were not in the game as long as people like me, Giana, and Rachel were. So I felt like they did not have to experience as much as I did in that game. Second to last, I put Rachel. Rachel and I were cool. Like we were cool. We had that good first initial conversation. And then like the whole lifeguard thing happened. But like I still wasn't like besties with her by any means. So I put her there. I put Madeline second.
Yeah, that we knew.
Yeah.
My dumb ass put Giana number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea, you know?
Brother,
You want to talk us through that one?
You're telling me. I had some.
So your heart really went with Giana in a big way.
I had some kumbaya ass moment or something, man, where I was like, you know what?
Something.
You know what? Game recognizes game. Game really recognizes game. I mean, this has been a great competition. I tip my hat to you, Giana. I gave Giana that number 1 spot. And now looking back,
do you know what Giana rated you?
No idea.
Okay.
You should.
We don't either. We'd love to have them on the podcast.
Oh my! I'm mad. I'm mad. I missed the wrap up party because I wanted to ask the twin. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to call them after this. I wanted to ask them what their final. I have a feeling they put me like 3 or 4.
Well, we know they rated Rachel number 1. They rated Tierra number 3. So you were either 2 or 4.
Oh wow! If they put me number 4.
Quite possibly they did.
I mean, I can't even be like I wouldn't even be shocked.
Which
because,
really says a lot about how high everyone else ranked you.
Yeah.
Which really says that you kind of had it in the bag almost.
Yeah, no. Hey, B Fern, keep on going on that train, right? I haven't thought of
it. They you know, you should have listened to Deb though.
Play the game.
Game.
Yeah,
I should have.
Yeah.
I freaking should have. I don't know why I got so soft in that moment, but I was like, all right, like just like I said, if I vote this way, I can't be mad at the results. I got straight up, my head was not in the game at that point. Like I was trying to tip my hat to people and say, good game, good game. I should have stayed locked in, and I'd already stabbed so many people in the back and made so many ruthless decisions up until this point. I don't know why I got soft at the very end and freaking voted the way I did.
The circle is not for the weak.
In that moment, I was the weak. It wasn't for me.
And you will eat a bath salad tonight, maybe.
Okay. What was the reunion?
Bath salad.
Deb says I put you last.
I know. You told me.
Okay.
I put you last.
So maybe you didn't have it in the bag.
Yeah. You got me so messed up, Deb. I knew Deb hated me. Like I hate me. I knew Deb hated me when she came out to the finale. I was like, oh, she hates me. We had to mend that relationship a little bit, but now no, that's circle mom right there. Love her.
Oh my god. Yeah. What was the reunion like for you? That it was dramatic, and we heard it was more dramatic in person.
You guys did not see half of it. If the morning chats were morning warfare, this was total warfare. I was so nervous going into the finale. Like, first and foremost, I'm so dumb. We did the final ratings. Producers go get lunch and stuff. I crawled into bed, and they came and they went over to the speaker and they're like, Kevin, the finale's right now. You gotta go. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, we do that today? And they're like, yeah, we do that today. And so I jumped out of bed, get ready. And as I got there and I'm in the little waiting room, it hits me. I'm like, everybody here hates me. Everybody here hates me. I started sweating a lot. I'm like, I'm gonna have to start talking my shit a lot at this finale, because it's gonna be like, I knew it was gonna be me versus everybody. In my mind, I'm public enemy number one. I had no idea what Madeline had been doing in the game.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, you got a shield for the reunion.
Yeah. Dude, thank you, Madeline, for making me the second hated player in the game. I was like, Savannah hates me. Daren and I have beef. I'm not sure if Asia likes me. Giana and I, like, we're cool now, but they probably hate me too, because we've had this whole back and forth. I was like, this is gonna be kind of gnarly. We get there, we go through the whole, or the finalists come out, say what's up to Madeline, it's good. Antonio catches me off guard. Deb comes out. She says hi to everybody, giving them all hugs. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, this, and that. And then it pans to me and she goes, and you, I didn't like you. And I was just like, yeah, I kind of figured as much. And I love you now, Deb. Yeah, now. And then when they announced Daren, this is when I knew something fishy was happening. Because they announced Darian's coming in, and I look over at Madeline, because I'm not even gonna lie, Madeline was hella whispering the whole time. I'm like, geez, you're hella nervous for this finale. What the heck? And then Daren comes out, and I go, this is gonna be crazy. I'm like, I still can't believe he did that to me. This guy's so fake. And I'm like, this might be bad. And she whispered right before he comes out, she whispers and she goes, I need to tell you something about that, by the way. And I'm like, what do you mean? And so when Daren comes out, I'm thinking to myself, I'm the one who should be mad at him, because he had this plot to get me out. He goes around, says what's up to everybody. And then it comes to me, and they didn't show it. And he goes, and you, I really should not even dap you up, bro. And I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, you're saying that to me is insane. So we dap each other up, like we say what's up or whatever. And I was like, how could he say that to me? Like, wow, he has me messed up right now. And so then we're like going through this, we're going through the finale, and it was full on attack against me for the longest. Then Madeline drops the bomb. Madeline drops the bomb where I'm going back and forth with Daren. And he's like, I put you number one. And I'm like, shit, I had a thought that you did. He's like, I thought you were my number one guy. And I go, yeah, that wasn't until you had this plan to get me out. And then Jadeja clocked it. She already knew. She was like, she goes, that was Madeline. When she said, I made that up, the infamous line. Yeah. First and foremost, I go, you can't do that. You just can't make shit up in the circle. That's not a thing.
It's against the rules.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's on against the rule book. I looked at her.
You're like all the fans.
Yeah. What they didn't show is I was like, no, you freaking did not. Like, I was like, no, please, like, no. And she's like, I made it up. And I was like, that's my bro. I'm like, you made me block the bro. And that's when I realized it was about to get ugly. Because before that, there were so many times people were like kind of yelling back and forward, and like production had to say, like, guys, like, come on, let's get back onto the subject here. Like, let's regroup. People were mad, man. Like, I would, and so then Madeline started getting grilled, And like as we see on camera, she
And
was
then
like,
all the heat's off you at this point.
yeah. I'm over here. I'm like, oh, look, keep doing that. It's all good. and so then she starts crying, and I'm like, oh crap. And then like some people kind of off camera were like, can you comfort her and stuff like that? So I didn't know what to do. I was just like,
you comfort her.
I'm like, I'm over here fighting for my life. I was like, hey, like, I was like, it's good. So I'm like, pat her on the back. I'm like, it's good. Like, don't trip. Don't, like, it's a game. Remember, like, don't trip about that. But then she ends up.
Don't trip. It's cool.
K Fern's here. Don't trip.
Hey, don't trip. Yeah, it's good, bro. It's good, bro.
It's all good, bro.
K Fern here. It's all good.
And she
It's amazing.
so then she ends up taking a quick exit to stage left, and I'm like, no. Oh, it's just me now. And so then when she left, it was like a lot of the cast like really grilling me with questions, asking me like a
Wait,
ton
so
of
she
stuff.
just left because she needed a moment then?
Yeah, like she took a quick she needed a moment from like everything. It was intense in there. People were yelling like, and then of course like this was something that was unprecedented in the circle to like make something up like that. So everybody was kind of caught off
If you
guard.
think it's like Survivor, Big Brother, it's like so
Oh
silly.
yeah. So it was definitely an overwhelming moment for sure. Like
Yeah.
it was an overwhelming moment, even for me, because I was like, wow, I'm actually the biggest idiot in the world. I can't believe I trusted. First and foremost, I'm never talking to anybody about that family shit ever again. Like ever again. I'm a closed book for the rest of my life. So it was just tensions were high in there, and then she took a quick moment to kind of regather.
I
But
can't
that
believe everyone was so pissed off. So did it just spiral? Is that why? That it just because a couple of people were doing it, more people were, and it just became a whole thing? Or
yeah, I mean, like I guess people had like just a lot of questions and like wanted to know. Everyone, of course, wants to know everyone's reasoning behind stuff. So it was like pretty heated, but then she came back and everybody like made sure that she was good. Like she came back to join the finale. Everyone was like, yo, like, are you good and stuff like that.
yeah.
What about you being good though? They were attacking K Fern too. And you
Bro.
were a victim. She made up you did everything because Madeline lied to you and they were grilling you. It's like you only did that shit because she lied, which isn't that big of a deal either.
Yeah.
Hey,
Neither are big a deal. Yeah.
another example about Kev getting thrown under the bus and nobody's gonna really care about it. Like at
Well,
that
we
point,
care.
I was like, you said what?
We care.
Love you guys, thank you. At that point, I was just like, really, I just felt dumb, but I felt terrible that I like believed it so hard. I felt dumb that I believed it so much, but then that I took action regarding it. Like I directly affected the game because of these lies, and then the worst I felt.
You were just operating on what you knew. You just,
yeah,
just playing the game.
100%. But yeah, no, the finale was gnarly. Honestly, when the finale was going on and stuff, I was like, I'm probably going to do this finale and I will never be in contact with most of these people. And that's that. Like, that's how kind of gnarly it got for a minute. And then, of course, we all like talk with each other afterwards.
Yeah.
Like talk about the stuff that we didn't know, and it becomes cool. But in the moment, I'm like, oh, yep, we're filming this finale. I'm immediately asking for a flight to San Francisco, and I'm probably not going to talk to these people.
Are you and Daren bros again?
That's the homie. Yes. We're cool. We really had to talk, and just like I did today, I had to explain to him like why. And then I also just had to tell him like I feel like a bad friend and stuff. And especially so when these episodes came out, because this is filmed a year ago. So you have a whole relationship with this person, a friendship, and then you watch how dirty you do them. And he was like, bro, like it was a game. We didn't know each other at the time, but just know that I was riding for you. Like, I had your back. But no, like, Daren, that's the homie right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bros are forever.
Andy, freaking Heather. But I don't know if you
It's like I had a conference with your other teacher, and he
Exactly.
said he vouched for
Yeah.
you, said you're a good guy. So.
I don't know if you saw it on like him and I did a joint Instagram post, like, 'cause we had like met up with Savannah and Jadasia and all that. He made a good TikTok though about me being a backstabber, but which I was at the time. But no, yeah, it was once we understood the reason behind it, it was cool.
Are you and Madeline cool? How is that relationship?
Yeah. I mean, Madeline and I, like, we're chill. I mean, we became cool once we both realized that I had the villain experience, then she was having it. And truthfully, at first it was like, wow, my Instagram comments cannot get any worse. And then I would go onto her page and feel better about myself.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And you gotta keep in mind too, because like
I will say you are not the first two people on the circle to have dealt with this. It's a regular.
Oh no! Shout out
everything.
Big J. Shout out Big J, because when he first introduced himself to me, I was like, "Hey, bro, like, I'm a fan. I watched your season. I'm so screwed when this show comes out, by the way." Hey, shout out Jordan. I'm like, I'm screwed when this comes out, by the way. And he goes, "You're in luck. You're just you happen to be talking about one of the experts, one of the people that knows what you're going to go through."
Yeah.
So Madeline and I, we became like chill though, because we would have we would call it Wednesday therapy sessions, where we would watch the episodes and we'd hop on the phone. We're like, "How bad are the comments right now?" And I'd be like, I haven't looked at my phone. And she's like, "Oh, mine are absurd." And so like we had a mutual understanding what each other were going through, because I'm not gonna lie, it was overwhelming for me for a sec. Not to a crazy extent, but you got to keep in mind, like, I never did this social media stuff before this. I had probably like 1,500, 2,000 followers, and then I wake up one day and you have 500 to 1,000 comments on Instagram, and it's like, what the heck? And like, all your stuff's blowing up, and it's like people freaking out on you, and it's like, whoa, this is something that I'm not used to whatsoever.
Yeah.
But no, we're cool. It's not like I hate her for lying to me or anything like that. Like, it's chilling. It was a game. It is what it is. So
Yeah. Oh, your comments are limited now. Some people are very sad about it because they can't say nice things to you. Maybe one day.
Wait, did I limit them? Yeah, they can't say nice things to me. That's a good one.
That's what they all want to do.
Yeah.
Limit them? I thought that I had turned them off completely for a day, just because people are reaching like crazy and just talking reckless, like absolutely reckless. And I'm like, okay, I cannot allow this to go crazy. Mm-hmm. So, and I can't be on my phone all day after work. So
they're not limited anymore, by the way. We received an update. It's okay.
I had to limit them for a day.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Just so I wasn't thinking about it while I'm at work. I don't have 100K people. I gotta work a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No. I mean, for your health,
you gotta protect your mental health.
Yeah. No, and like, by all means, like, I feel like I'm a tough or like confident guy in that regard, but you find out quick too, like, yeah, like, I'm very confident with all the things that I did with the information I was given, but even just like the amount of stuff that you get that I was getting was slightly overwhelming at times. So that's why I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna turn it off for a day.
Yeah, fuck them.
I couldn't even blame, like, a lot of them. I was like, you know what, like, they're just riding for the person that they love on the show. That person has a great fan base, I guess, or the circle has a crazy fan base. Like, I gotta respect that they have, some of these other players have so much support that, you know, when somebody blocks them, they're gonna say something about it and express it. So I really like tried not to trip too hard.
That's a good way to quantify it for sure.
Yeah. Maybe that's better instead of saying fuck them. Maybe that's nice.
But
also fuck them. Yeah. Well, K Fern, this has been a great interview. You were one of our number one people we had to talk to the legendary K Fern.
Stop, guys. Thank you so much. Like, seriously, I appreciate this so much. Like, thank you for taking the time, or like even thinking like, shoot, we should interview Kev. So for real, it's a lot. The last name's Geis or Geese?
Geyser.
Okay, person M guys, B Fern. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's go.
Hold on.
I actually want to say thank you. Oh my gosh,
Darian's in the chat. Darian, message us back. We want to interview you. Come on.
Yeah, check your DMs, Darian.
Check your DMs. Let's go.
He's got DMs flooded with a whole nother subject, asking when the heck is the wedding, or why did you block your circle wifey and trust this random kid?
How do we
well, that's what we want to ask. We want to ask him about that stuff, but on live. So that's
100%. We'll chit chat after this. Daren, it's your chance to get grilled next. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah. So, Kevin, where can people find you on the internet to leave nice comments?
Yes, nice comments only, everyone. Only nice comments.
Pull up with the nice comments on Instagram, Kev H Fernandez. And then this is a crazy TikTok handle, but it's KevBone247 on TikTok. But mainly,
that's sick.
Mainly, Kev H Fernandez is where I'm most active on IG. And then I'm going to get back on my YouTube grind a little bit since my college athlete days. And that's K Fern videos.
Nice.
Sweet. All right.
Well, Kevin, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
and we're going to interview Antonio tomorrow. So we're excited about that. So
I'm tuned in for that. Antonio. I'm excited. You guys are going to have a freaking awesome interview with him.
Awesome. Thanks again, Kevin.
Thank you.
It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's reality alert.